My name is Michael Harris.
Nico Young.
Angela Durkin.
Evan Kuykendall.
Kevin Green.
It's Jonathan Cook.
Blake Rackley.
William Jackson. And I worked on Vampires Are Not Scary.
I've worked with D.I.Y on several projects.
I've worked on 3 DIY projects.
Confessions, then Contractions, and then Spoiler. There was like 6.
I was a team leader in the project Oedipus X.
The Vampires Aren't Scary and The Follower.
Spy vs. Spy.
I worked on the project Tripped Out.
Well, I heard about D.I.Y through Rick Ramsey. When I first got here, I spoke to him, and he told me that D.I.Y was one of the main clubs for students to get involved with when they first arrived.
We had a meeting over at the Wing House.
About a good 20-25 people showed up to the first meeting that I attended.
My first meeting, there was myself, the club leader, and 2 others.
You have to find the gear, the crew.
That was a fun challenge.
The rest of my crew, the majority of my crew, was all some people that I had met in my behavioral science class, and it actually was a pretty large group. We've been working together ever since that also too. So
Most of them were actually at the meeting. We found one guy who was a friend of our cameraman. He helped out with the lighting, and that was about it.
I got my role for the first Follower. They were looking for somebody. I was just like, I'll give it a shot, because I never acted before, but they said, yeah, go do it, and they liked what I did.
We discussed it, and whoever was best for the job, I guess, got it.
They needed some more hands working on stuff, and they needed some more talent. So they actually asked me to come help out.
I came to the location where they were going to start filming, and one of their main actors couldn't be there.
It's always fun with DIY. You're going to have people who back out on you.
an hour before we started production, the actress had bailed out.
We actually had a cast member who was supposed to be in our film, but he bugged out at the last second. For the actual project, some people who told me they were going to help me out ended up disappearing completely.
Scheduling was a major problem during production week.
Scheduling conflicts.
Very tight schedules.
Lighting was a big challenge during our production week. The opening scene was supposed to be inside of his mind, so we wanted to have it all pitch black except for just his face. So we took a multi-headed lamp and we hung it over his head, and we were able to achieve the effect with that. We actually had to make the mic. We had a mic, but we didn't have a boom or anything. We actually got some duct tape, piece of cardboard, and wrapped it around the microphone and put some cotton in it, and we had a PVC piping that at first we had the cord go through the PVC piping for the boom, but it made too much noise. Redo it and put it on the outside, and it took us about 30 minutes to get that done. We were scrambling for a while to find like a boom mic anywhere, so we had to make one.
Finding places to actually shoot the film, because it all took place outdoors. And that was probably the biggest challenge. One of the scenes in the movie that we actually did it on a real road with cars. And so the shot that we ended up using was, we grabbed the cameraman, put him on the street, said go, he finished, we got off the street, and 10 seconds later a car came by.
I learned a lot of stuff in DIY. I mean, I really loved it. The most important thing I learned though was deadlines. Deadlines are key.
My experience with the DIY is that there's a lot more than just making the film. There's a lot that you have to do as far as planning wise and getting permissions.
Helps me get a hands-on experience, so I'll be well prepared.
Maybe just expanding the sort of jobs that I could take on.
Before DIY, I don't feel like I was as collaborative as I suppose you should be in the industry.
It can be done. It's very difficult, very time consuming, and it's best to plan things out ahead, everything.
We probably would have had a lot easier time shooting if I planned out a lot more things. And but live and learn. It's a really good learning experience.
I think DIY has probably given me more confidence in my schoolwork.
It's possible to do something within a month with pre-production, production, and post-production.
If I didn't have DIY, I probably wouldn't be the person I am today in the schooling that I've done.
If you have the passion to be able to want to do something, you can do it.
Be prepared for everything.
I feel like I'm ahead of the class because I made a movie.
D.I.Y Club was awesome. Like, here I am, new to film school. I don't know too many people, and bam, an opportunity to make a movie or to be a part of the experience.
After I started DIY, I really got to know people and I got invited to other projects.
It's a great way to meet people.
Get your hands dirty.
It was well worth it.
I'd advise anybody going to Full Sail to definitely try the D.I.Y Club.
I think it would depend greatly on what the project is before I committed myself to it, or who I'm working on, who I'm working with.
Kept everybody informed. I tried to be the glue that kept the team together. Is that too much?
If people show up, I said people like 7 times.